What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Daniel Cormier recently confronted Jon Jones and made it clear that they are not friends. In a candid moment, Cormier addressed Jones directly, pointing out the nature of their relationship. He emphasized that Jon only talks to him, and that's the extent of their interaction. According to Cormier, there is no deeper friendship or personal bond between them. He explained that all Jon does is talk, implying that there is little action behind the words. Cormier's comments highlighted the tension and distance in their relationship, making it clear that while they have history and respect as fighters, friendship is not part of the equation. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news, Diego Lopez has shared his thoughts on a possible fight with Arman after recent comments about moving divisions. Earlier this week, Arman said that if he does not get a fight against Ilia or Justin Gaethje next, he would consider dropping down to featherweight to challenge for the title. His statement immediately caught attention across the MMA world. Alexander Volkanovski responded quickly and said he would be open to facing Arman if the move happened. Now, Diego Lopez has also reacted during an interview with MMA Junkie. Lopez admitted that he is unsure whether Arman truly deserves a fight at 145 pounds right away. He suggested that since the UFC did not give Arman the matchup he wanted at 155, his chances may be even lower in the featherweight division. Despite this, Lopes made it clear that he respects Arman. He praised him as a great athlete, a solid person, and a very dangerous competitor inside the cage. He acknowledged Arman's skill set and intensity, saying that anyone who faces him must be fully prepared. Lopez added that if Arman decides to move down and compete at featherweight, there are many tough and exciting matchups waiting for him, including a potential clash with himself. Moving on to another news, Charles Oliveira recently shared his thoughts on the potential fight between Justin Gaethje and Ilia. Speaking in an interview with Casino Beats, Oliveira explained that he would not give any direct advice to Justin if he ends up facing Ilia, because in his view, it is a very similar type of matchup. He described both fighters as men who constantly look for the fight and always hunt for the knockout. According to Oliveira, Justin does not really have a plan B. His main approach is to move forward, apply pressure, and land heavy shots. He sees him as a true brawler who is most comfortable in chaos. On the other side, Ilia is also a brawler. He hits extremely hard, carries serious power in both hands, and is always dangerous when exchanges begin. Oliveira said this is the kind of fight where fans cannot afford to blink, because either man could land one clean shot and end the night instantly. Reflecting on his own experience, he admitted that he made many mistakes in his fight against Ilia, and those errors ultimately led to his loss. He believes the best path to victory against Ilia is not to stand and trade for long periods. Instead, he feels the right strategy is to apply constant pressure, strike on the feet when needed, but always focus on closing the distance and looking for takedowns. For him, the key is relentless pressure from start to finish, landing shots, taking the fight to the ground, and controlling position. He warned that if a fighter chooses to simply stand and trade, Ilia would likely come out on top. Moving on to another news. Anthony Joshua opened up about the tragic car accident that claimed the lives of his two close friends, Cena and Latz. He described them as more than friends, calling them his brothers and explaining how deep their bond went. Before becoming business partners, they were first and foremost friends, sharing a connection built on trust and loyalty. Over time, their relationship grew as they became hustlers, lieutenants, and even generals together, working side by side through every challenge. Joshua also recalled how they became housemates, living together and sharing daily life, which made the loss even more profound. He admitted that losing them was a shame and a deeply painful experience. Yet he reflected on the comfort of knowing that one day his own time will come. He said he is not scared because he finds solace in the thought that his brothers are waiting on the other side. Anthony emphasized that while he has lost people before, losing Cena and Latz was different. They were like his left and right, constants in his life. Their memory remains a guiding force, and their absence is deeply felt. Yet their bond continues to provide strength and comfort in difficult times. Moving on to another news. Ilia Topuria was recently spotted in a new Instagram story posted by his soon-to-be ex-wife, Georgina. The story shows her holding their daughter, while fans notice that Ilia can be seen partially in the background. That brief appearance of El Matador was enough to spark a fresh wave of speculation online, with many fans reacting to the unexpected glimpse. The post quickly drew attention across social media as followers discussed the context and what it might mean for Ilia's personal life. Even a short, subtle appearance was enough to get people talking and sharing their thoughts. Moving on to another news, Joaquin Buckley has shared his strong opinion on who deserves the next welterweight title shot. According to Buckley, Kamaru Usman should be next in line for the belt, and he believes the argument in favor of Usman is very clear. During a recent interview, Buckley was asked about the growing talk surrounding Usman's last fight and whether he truly deserves another championship opportunity. He responded by saying that he absolutely agrees with that idea. In his view, there is no reason to deny Usman a shot at the title. He reminded everyone that Usman is a former champion who dominated the division for years and proved himself at the highest level. Buckley pointed out that the fighters Usman has lost to are elite competitors. One of them was Leon, a former champion, and another was Khamzat, who is currently a champion and one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport. Buckley added that Usman showed he could still compete at the highest level, even against someone as intense and skilled as Khamzat. He also mentioned his own fight with Usman, noting that at the time, he was on a strong run in 2024, knocking out opponents and building serious momentum. Despite that, Usman still managed to defeat him. Buckley dismissed critics who try to downplay that win, saying that anyone who doubts Usman's ability should step into the octagon themselves and experience the challenge firsthand. Moving on to another news, Robert Whittaker has shared his personal ranking of the greatest featherweights in UFC history, and he placed Ilia firmly at number 2 on his all-time list. Speaking during a recent discussion, Whittaker explained that Ilia is very close to the top because of everything he has accomplished in such a short time. He said that Ilia belongs near the very top of the rankings due to the level of opponents he has defeated. According to Whittaker, Ilia dismantled great fighter after great fighter at featherweight, then moved up in weight and dominated another elite opponent. He believes that kind of achievement cannot be ignored or downplayed. Whittaker also highlighted the importance of Ilia knocking out both Volk and Max, two fighters who were considered nearly unbeatable in their prime. He pointed out that Volk sits at the very top of his list because of his long title reign and the way he controlled the division from the very beginning. In his words, Volk defended the belt multiple times and truly ruled featherweight for years. While jokingly admitting that his opinions are biased, Whittaker embraced that perspective and stood by his choices. He made it clear that Volk is his number 1 and Ilia is his number 2. He added that before Ilia arrived, Volk and Max were running through opponents with very few close fights. Then Ilia came along and dismantled both of them, proving just how special he really is. Moving on to another news. Jorge Masvidal has shared his thoughts on Paddy Pimblett's future and made it clear that he does not believe the UFC will book him against Arman anytime soon. According to Masvidal, the promotion is not willing to put Paddy in such a dangerous matchup. He explained that the UFC values Paddy and sees him as an important star, which is why they are unlikely to match him with someone as tough as Arman. In his view, Arman is simply a bad fight for Paddy, and he believes Arman would stop him if they ever met inside the cage. Masvidal went on to say that after watching recent performances, there is no better candidate in the division than Arman when it comes to proving elite skill. He described Arman as being on a completely different level, highlighting his speed, strength, and incredible athleticism. He said Arman is fast, powerful, and extremely difficult to deal with for most fighters. He also mentioned it was unfortunate Arman had issues with making weight because without that setback, he believes Arman would have been the interim champion. Masvidal finished by confidently stating that Arman is so talented that he could beat both Paddy and Justin Gaethje on the same night. Moving on to another news. After defeating Tony Ferguson in 2020 to claim the interim lightweight title, Justin Gaethje made headlines by tossing the belt aside during his post-fight interview. At the time, he said he would wait for the real championship before celebrating, and years later, that same mindset has not changed. Gaethje has made it clear that he is still not satisfied with being an interim champion. He admits that it is a tough situation. In his mind, an interim title still feels like second place. While he understands that it was a great achievement, especially for the fans and the people who supported him, personally, he sees it differently. He knows that history will remember him as a 2-time interim champion, and on paper, that technically makes him a champion. There are many positive ways he could look at it, and he describes himself as an optimist in most areas of life. However, when it comes to this specific topic, he chooses to be a pessimist. He refuses to feel content because his ultimate goal has always been the undisputed belt. Just like last time, winning the interim title means he is now in line to fight for the real championship, and that is what truly matters to him. Gaethje explains that the interim belt helped move him up the rankings and placed him right beneath the champion. That position is huge for his career. He knows he has the biggest fight of his life coming up, followed by another major opportunity in the future. That excites him. He is proud that he earned it. Still, despite everything, it remains difficult for him to fully embrace the interim title for what it is. Moving on to another news, Dan Hooker recently shared his thoughts on a potential fight between Arman and Alexander Volkanovski. The discussion comes after Arman said in an appearance on the Ariel Helwani show that if he does not get a title shot in his division, he plans to move down in weight to face Volkanovski next. While that idea has generated buzz among fans, Hooker weighed in during an interview with Submission Radio, offering a more cautious perspective. Hooker admitted that it is a fight he would personally love to see, noting that both Arman and Volkanovski are very well-rounded fighters with elite skill sets. The matchup would undoubtedly produce high-level striking, grappling, and athletic displays from both men. However, he raised a key concern about Arman moving down in weight. Hooker questioned how Arman would perform at the lower weight, emphasizing that a fighter's effectiveness can change significantly with a shift in division. He explained that if the fight were booked and Arman were to lose, it would be hard to evaluate the result objectively. Volkanovski is already one of the best fighters in the world, and a loss by Arman could be attributed to the challenges of cutting weight rather than a clear measure of his ability. In Hooker's view, Volkanovski has little to gain from the fight, since a win would simply reinforce his existing status, while a loss might be seen as a technicality rather than a true upset. Ultimately, Hooker acknowledged that while the matchup is exciting on paper, it may offer little meaningful achievement for either fighter, making it a fight that makes sense for fans, but not necessarily for the competitors themselves. Moving on to another news, Arman has been generating a lot of attention recently, thanks to a series of interviews and videos he has posted across his social media. Both Sean O'Malley and MMA Guru have praised Arman's recent media appearances, saying that watching him in interviews has made them even more eager to see him fight. They described him as super skilled and exciting to watch, emphasizing that the media tour has only increased anticipation for his next matchup. Sean said he wants to see Arman in action as soon as possible, and MMA Guru agreed, adding that they are unsure who his next opponent will be. One possibility mentioned is a fight against the winner of Holloway versus Oliveira, which could potentially be for the BMF belt. There was some discussion about whether the belt would actually be on the line, with both noting the UFC might handle it differently. They also speculated about a matchup with Volkanovski if he defeats Diego Lopez and decides to move up to 155 pounds. A fight between Volkanovski and Arman could be an exciting clash, showcasing two elite fighters in peak form. Overall, both commentators agree that Arman is one of the most intriguing and skilled athletes in the division right now, and fans are eagerly waiting to see him step back into the octagon.